Good morning, Mrs. Smith.
Good
It's
morning.
nice to see you.
Good to see you back.
Welcome
Thank
back.
you very much. Good to be back.
Everybody ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Ready to go down here? Chad?
Yes, sir.
Call this meeting of the Craven County Board of Commissioners, regular session, Tuesday, January 20. Call to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Hunt? Here. Commissioner Mason?
Here?
Commissioner Mitchell?
Here.
Commissioner Smith?
Here.
Commissioner Howard?
Here.
Vice Chairman Jones? Chairman Bucher?
Here. If you'll stand with me and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer. A prayer first, and then the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Grady, our county attorney.
Our God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, in the quiet before our day's work begins, we lift our eyes to you. Beneath the weight of duty and the press of time, we need your grace. Help us hear the whisper of conscience, the voice of the forgotten, and wisdom from above. Remind us that our labor is not for ourselves alone, but our words and work shape the soul of this county and echo through unborn generations. Let us not grow weary in well-doing. Breathe into this place, O Lord, a spirit of humility, courage, and hope. May we walk this day by the light of your eternal truth. Grant wisdom to our commissioners and let liberty's light shine brightly on our county. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we begin the meeting, you may notice that I don't have a tie on today. I have a red sweater with an IU insignia. That's because about 11:45 last night, we won the national championship. And I was kind of recounting the first time I went to an Indiana football game before almost all of you were born. It was in 1960.
Yes?
I was a young guy, and I went to a football game, and I don't think we've had a winning season since then, till last year. And now this year, we win the national championship. So I'm celebrating. If I stumble a little bit today, it's because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So, and that's because I couldn't get to sleep. That was it. I was too ginned up. So anyway, people in Indiana are celebrating today. Okay, with that, commissioners, you've got the agenda in front of you. Are there any additions or
I'd like
deletions?
to add the resolution recognizing Eula May Gooding to the consent agenda, if that.
Okay, well, we'll get that
Okay.
to the consent agenda. Let's approve
Alright.
the primary agenda first.
Move to approve the primary consent agenda.
I second the motion.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Primary agenda.
primary agenda,
Okay.
thank you.
Could you call the roll, please, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Hunt?
Add it to the consent.
Yes.
agenda.
Commissioner Mason?
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Chairman Bucher?
Yes. Okay, the consent agenda has 4 items. The minutes from the January 5th, 26 regular session, tax releases and refunds, planning, the Sandy Ridge Mobile Home Park legal fees, budget amendment, and the 2026 Bear Barbecue Competition property lease. And
And I'd
You'd
like
like
to
to
move to add Eula May Gooding on the occasion of her 100th birthday to the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, and with that, we have a motion and a second?
Second.
Second, okay. Motion and a second to approve consent agenda. Call the roll, please, on that.
Commissioner Hunt?
Yes.
Commissioner Mason?
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Chairman Bucher?
Yes, and Madam Clerk, if you would, let's read that resolution at this point.
Yes, sir. A resolution recognizing Eula May Gooding on the occasion of her 100th birthday. Whereas Eula May Gooding was born in Craven County on January 24th, 1926, and whereas Eula May Gooding was born the second of 9 children to Earl Bryant and Mary Alice Simmons Bryant, and is the granddaughter of enslaved grandparents. And whereas Eula May Gooding was employed at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, where she met her husband, Collins Randolph Sanders Sr. And whereas Eula May Gooding married Collins Randolph Sanders Sr. and remained married until his passing in 1960. And whereas Eula May Gooding married Moses Lee Gooding Sr. and remained married until his passing in 2009. And whereas Eula May Gooding was blessed with 9 children, Collins Jr., Jacqueline, Edward Earl, Milton Ray, Brenda Kay, Mitchell Gray, Sheila Faye, Moses Lee Jr., and Denise Maria. And whereas Eula May Gooding raised 2 of her grandchildren, Rico and Sean, as her own children. And whereas Eula May Gooding's 100th birthday will be celebrated on January 24th, 2026 at the Jones County Civic Center. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Craven County Board of Commissioners does hereby honor and celebrate Eula May Gooding on the remarkable occasion of her 100th birthday and recognizes her for her commitment to the family and the community, adopted this 20th day of January 2026.
Thank you. Ms. Gooding is in Commissioner Jones' district. He was unable to be here today, so we will give that to him and he can deliver it, or we'll get it to her. But that's pretty amazing, 100 years. Quite a thing to celebrate. Okay, item number 2, departmental matters, Craven County Recreational Vehicle Park Ordinance Adoption. Chad Strong. Chad? And Donnie Lavelle. Donnie is here also if we need to call on him.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Over the last few months, the planning department has been working to produce a draft recreational vehicle park ordinance. On December 9th, the planning board recommended that the draft ordinance be forwarded to the Board of Commissioners for public hearing. On January 5th, the Board of Commissioners held the required public hearing in order to consider the adoption of the ordinance. A copy of the proposed ordinance was made available for public viewing on the county website and at the planning department beginning on December 22nd. Now that we have held the required public hearing and met the public notice requirements, we would like to ask the commissioners if they have any questions regarding the ordinance and consider an adoption, if so moved.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Strong? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So moved.
And a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ordinance passes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Item number 3, carts, Ms. Deanna Treble. Approval of the updated drug and alcohol policy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In November, individuals from the North Carolina Department of Transportation and Integrated Mobility Division and their contractor were on site to complete a compliance review of carts. A compliance review is conducted every 3 years of all recipients of NCDOT and IMD funding sources. As part of that compliance review, CARTS was instructed to make some changes to the current drug and alcohol policy. Specifically, Appendix B to update the drug and alcohol program manager to identify the replacement of that person from the previous CARTS director. That position is required to have a certificate of training issued by NCDOT IMD. The assistant director has completed that training and has the required certification to act as the drug and alcohol program manager temporarily until the new director receives this training and certification, which is offered twice a year. CARTS was also instructed to add information regarding the third-party administration, medical review officer, and 2 substance abuse professionals. The drug and alcohol policy submitted for adoption meets all the criteria set forth by the on-site compliance review process. CARTS is requesting approval of the drug and alcohol policy as submitted.
Okay, we have any questions for Ms. Treble? Commissioner,
Going through this with the school district before, a lot of this is just governed by federal and state law, and
Yes,
that's why
sir.
we have to update it. Makes sense. Okay, thank you.
this isn't something that we wrote,
No.
okay? Any other questions?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve this updated policy.
Okay.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Deanna. Solid Waste, Mr. Stephen Astor. Good morning.
Good morning, Board. Thanks for having me this morning. 2 items for your consideration. First of which is the disaster debris removal contract renewal. As part of its comprehensive disaster preparedness strategy, Craven County maintains pre-positioned primary and secondary contracts for disaster debris removal. These contracts and services are typically reimbursable by federal by FEMA funds during federally declared events. On July 1st, 2023, the Board of Commissioners awarded these contracts to Series Environmental Services and Phillips and Jordan, who is now operating as Phillips Environmental. These contracts were intentionally structured as a 30-month agreement to avoid renegotiations during hurricane season and to ensure continuity of service during the peak season. With the contract set to expire in January of 2026, both Ceres and Phillips Environmental have requested CPI increases, which is allowable per contract per the agreement. There is a maximum CPI percentage increase capped, and I believe that's at 5%. Updated pricing has been included with the agenda submission for review. Staff recommend the Craven County Board of Commissioners to authorize the county manager to execute a one-year renewal for the disaster debris removal contract with Ceres Environmental Services as our primary and Phillips Environmental as our secondary contractor. Renewing the attached agreements will ensure the county maintains active pre-positioned debris removal contracts in the event of a natural disaster and also remain aligned with the cooperative purchasing agreements utilized by participating jurisdictions in Craven County. I'm available, or staff is available for any questions if you may have some.
Okay, I'm sure we do have some questions. Who's first?
I may be getting ahead of this, but what is the difference between disaster debris removal and disaster debris monitoring?
Sure. Well, you gave away my secret. The next item is disaster
Yeah.
debris monitoring. Disaster debris removal is the company, the contractors that the county will select to pick up the debris that's oftentimes at the convenience sites and also on the side of the roads that we do secondary private orphan roads. Craven County is responsible for, or could be responsible for. Also, they do the operations of the debris management location, which everybody here is familiar with the site next to Creekside Park. And we used to utilize a piece of property out by Craven 30 during Florence. So the debris removal company would be in charge of that, and the debris monitoring company is the ones that keep them honest. They go around, make sure the load is picked up, they document everything, and hold the records for us. So,
Okay.
and they play a big role. The monitoring firm plays a big role in getting funds back from FEMA.
Other questions? Commissioner Mitchell?
The first contract awarded in 2023 was for 30 months, 2.5 years. This one is for 1 year.
Mhm.
Why?
That was my question.
Yes, so it was a good question. We don't want to do, we want to make sure that we're in the market with the RFP on a timely manner. So there is, on this extension, there is 2 one-year periods for renewal. That was the way the RFP was drafted.
Okay.
So, and we want to do a one-year renewal again to stay in that
Right.
time frame of being not in peak season for hurricane. But Jack, anything on this?
Commissioner Mitchell, it's a great question. So in 2011, Hurricane Irene hit sometime about August, into August, and our contract was up for renegotiating on September the 1st.
Oh, good. Okay.
So in the middle of a hurricane, we realized quickly was not the time to renegotiate. I think our county attorney at the time had to have called 2 special meetings to get that contract through. So we intentionally moved this to January to get off that
Right.
cycle.
Okay, but so if I'm thinking about state contracting, you've structured it so that you've got 2 one-year renewals without having to rebid the contract. Is that correct? So conceivably, next January, you could be doing this again, but then you have to RFP, blah, blah, blah.
About every 5 years is
About
good
every
to
5
bid this
years.
out.
Okay,
and get
that really,
pricing.
okay, that answers my question.
And I guess that is to make sure that we're not being taken advantage of. There may be somebody that's gonna do it for
Cheaper,
less.
that's right.
Correct.
Other questions? Yes.
Anybody else? I have a question. One is more expensive than the other. Do you get the cheap, you pull the cheaper one first as the need requires and then pull the second one in? Is
Not
that-
necessarily.
Okay.
There is a grading criteria that you use during an RFP process, and the panel that is, I guess, overviewing the RFP has a grading criteria, and the high score on the grading criteria is
Okay.
selected. So,
Okay, any others? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
thank you, Board.
Thank you.
Item B, Mr. Chairman, is the disaster debris monitoring renewal. And again, these are funds that are typically reimbursable by FEMA during natural, federally declared events. Same timeline as our debris removal contracts, July 1st, 2023, the Board of Commissioners awarded these to Tetra Tech and Thompson. Again, those are our primary and secondary contractors. Again, they were intentionally structured for 30 months to get us out of the hurricane season. We are on extension 1 of 2. So this allows us to have continuity of service during peak season. These contracts are set to expire again in 2026 of January. Tetra Tech and Thompson. Tetra Tech has requested a CPI increase and Thompson Consulting has not. So you'll see that in your attachments for your agenda item. And again, staff recommend the Craven County Board of Commissioners to authorize the county manager to execute the 1-year renewal for the disaster debris monitoring contracts with Tetra Tech Inc. and Thompson Consulting Services LLC. Renewing the attached agreements will ensure the county maintains active pre-positioned disaster debris monitoring contracts during the event of a natural disaster and remains aligned with a cooperative purchasing agreement utilized by the participating jurisdiction within Craven County.
Okay, are there any questions on this particular one?
I move
Do
to
you have,
approve.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a wide selection of companies to pull from?
For disaster debris monitoring, we have 2, our primary and
You
our
only have
secondary.
2.
Yes, ma'am, but the
So you have-
state,
So what if?
yeah, a good question. That's a good question. What if they pull out and go somewhere else that's more
Right,
attractive?
What if the price becomes so high you can't afford them?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, Jack, Craig, do you want to speak on that?
Yeah, so, the monitoring services are a little bit less intensive than the actually picking the debris up. So oftentimes, it never fails when we have a hurricane here, there's one somewhere else in the southeast 2 weeks later, and our contractors get very excited to head there. They're always looking for the new thing to be there
Right.
first. With monitoring, it's not so much that, it's really a manpower issue, and I think what state government's done in the wake of Hurricane Helene is they have some pre-positioned monitoring and debris folks as well, which if we ran into an issue, we would just piggyback off their contract, which opens the door to 4 or 5 additional vendors.
Okay.
So I think we're really actually covered quite well. These are specific to us, and again, in Hurricane Florence and Hurricane Matthew, I haven't seen the monitoring folks particularly have any issues, so.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion.
Okay, move to approve this contract.
Second motion.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you, Board.
Motion passes. Thank you. Mr. Astor. Chris Mullins from our Water Department is going to come and give us a budget amendment request. Chris, welcome.
Good morning. So since 2016, Craven County has experienced a 22% growth in population for our water permits. In addition to the water plant, advancements in technology and an increased workload due to construction of the Highway 70 project, 70 positions have been added for increased physical operations. However, administrative, financial, billing, and supervisory responsibilities associated with that growth have been absorbed by our customer service supervisor. The customer service supervisor currently handles the entire customer billing and debt collection process while supervising 8 direct reports, overseeing all customer service activities, completing the department's daily administrative, financial, and human resources functions for 21 staff. The position does not have a dedicated backup either. Currently, we're looking to add a new full-time administrative officer 1 position to manage the department's customer billing and debt collection process and the department's administrative, financial, and human resources tasks. The addition of this position will establish separation of duties. It will directly supervise the customer service supervisor. It will enhance continuity of operations by providing a backup for the customer service supervisor. And it will establish a span of control and responsibility for the customer service supervisor that more closely aligns with what the position was intended to focus on. The starting salary for this position is $58,321, and the salary and benefits cost to create this position for the remaining 10 pay periods of the fiscal year is $33,365. A budget amendment for the water department fund balance to the water department operating account in the amount of $33,365 is requested.
Okay. I'm guessing there are gonna be some questions on this one. Commissioner Howard.
Will this position help with some of the issues some small issues that have arisen over time where people have billing issues, or they call me like they think their water is going to be turned off and they're 2 weeks late or a month or 2 late? Most time it's their fault. I mean, we're doing what we're supposed to do, but there's sometimes a difficulty communicating or setting up plans with these people. Will this help with that?
Absolutely. Right now, our staff is stretched so thin that adding this position in will really start to cover some of these holes that have kind of been created through this.
I totally support it then, thank you.
Question.
Other questions?
Yes, question. Since you have been in this office, which has been a year,
About 4 months.
about 4 months?
Yes, ma'am.
So since you've been in this office, are you saying to us that 7 positions have been added
Since 2016.
since 2016?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, so you were asking for 5 additional.
Just one.
Well, where am I get 5 from? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, this would just be to more or less handle the billing aspect of our department
Gotcha.
and allow our customer service to really handle
Mm,
customer service.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, other questions?
Is it safe to assume that your revenue increase for the water department more than covers this position?
Yes, I believe it should.
Yeah, one thing for the public. This is not coming out of the county's operating budget. This is coming out of the water department budget. The water department is one of our few departments that has revenue to cover its expenses. And it also has a fund balance, which is a savings account. And that's where this money is coming from, out of our fund balance to cover the balance of this year. Correct? Any questions beyond that?
I'll just make a comment, just requesting that we, focus on customer service and working with people that have some of these issues that have called me, so it doesn't. And I think you guys do a great job, I'm not critiquing, but if we're gonna use this position, let's help make sure it's a good communication spot for some of those issues.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? If not.
One other question. Do you have, since these positions are unique, do you have backup people for when someone happens to be out?
Currently,
I'm consciously aware of that since I've been out.
absolutely. Currently, we do not. That's what this position would do as well. It would be someone that can actually fill in for our customer service supervisor, and then the customer service supervisor will actually be able to fill in for this position.
So
as
that
well.
will be just one person that's sitting in the backup position.
Yes, ma'am.
So Commissioner Smith, I think, let's just kind of put a bow on it. So when our customer service supervisor is sick or wants to take vacation now, we're sending 2 people from finance over to
Okay.
the water department.
Okay.
And Craig's been kind enough to allow those folks to do that, but it does cause a strain in his department as well. So this redundancy in there allows for planned
Smoother.
vacations, being sick, things like that, not to disrupt, to Commissioner Howard's point, which then creates an issue that he hears about or you hear about. On the flip side of that, when you're running the billing, so we're looking at all the readings and we're creating that big billing file,
Sure.
it's a tedious task. So if you're doing that and then you get interrupted 3 times with customer service calls, that billing's gonna get delayed.
Sure.
Not that we're normally delayed, but there have been delays in the last year, which irritate the citizens. I'm irritated about it myself. So this allows for some span of control, some division within the department.
Thank you.
Okay. If there's no other questions, I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Let's do a roll call on this one, please.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mason.
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard.
Yes.
Chair- Chairman Bucher.
Yes.
Good.
Okay, thank you. What? I asked for questions, you didn't say anything. Next are appointments. Under pending, for future meeting, will be the Craven Aging Planning Board, Craven County Clean Sweep, Juvenile Crime Prevention, and Volunteer Agriculture District. Under current, Craven County Health Board, Mr. Joe Avalos seeks reappointment. He is the engineer on the health board. Do I have a nomination for?
I nominate Joe
Okay,
Avalos.
do I have any others? Hearing no others, we'll appoint him by acclamation. And the second one, Emergency Medical Services Advisory Council, Jedediah Stansel seeks reappointment. Fort Barnwell, that's that's Commissioner Jones area, but would someone nominate him?
So moved, I
Okay.
nominate him.
We got Mr. Stansel nominated. Do we have any other nominations? Hearing none, Mr. Stansel will be appointed by acclamation. And upcoming, we have a Juvenile Crime Prevention Council appointment, which will come up at a future meeting. Item number 7. He's got a big file in his hands.
Man,
County Attorney. Mr. Grady.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I apologize for the 8 items, but they were an early Christmas present from the city of New Bern on December 23rd. I will say, to try to economize a little bit, each of these 8 parcels is within the city of New Bern. We own each parcel jointly with the city of New Bern, and the city has given its required approval, so I won't have to repeat that for each one. The first parcel is an initial approval for property located at 824 Lees Avenue with a parcel ID number of 8007234. The offer amount is $3,000. The original cost of foreclosure and the past due taxes were $6,127.59. The tax value of the property is $6,000. I would suggest the board consider giving its initial approval so we can move this process to upset bids.
Okay, we're being asked to adopt a resolution approving initial offer to purchase real property and authorize the upset bid. Parcel 8007234. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
second,
A motion and a second. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mason.
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes.
Thank you. The
Item B.
second parcel is located at 606 White Street with the parcel ID number of 8006125, and this is also an initial offer. The offer amount is $2,400, and the cost of foreclosure and the past due taxes originally were $3,047.93. The tax value on this property is $4,800. As with the first one, I would suggest the board consider giving its initial approval so we can move this to the upset bid phase.
Okay, we're asked to adopt a resolution approving the initial offer to purchase real property and to authorize the upset bid process. Parcel 8006125. Do I have a motion?
Motion to, go ahead,
Got a motion and a second?
second.
Please read the, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mason.
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes,
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes.
Board, the remaining parcels are final approval after we've gone through the upset bid period, so if you approve each of the following several, we'll get the properties back on the tax rolls.
Okay.
The first is for property located at 819 Miller Street with a parcel ID number of 8007026. The initial offer amount was $3,000. There were no upset bids. The original past due taxes and cost of foreclosure were $11,323.91, and the tax value on this property is $6,000. I would suggest the board consider giving its final approval.
so moved,
Second.
Okay. Adopt a resolution approving conveyance after expiration of upset bid 8007026. Please call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mason.
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes. Item D.
The next parcel is located at 804 West Street with a parcel ID number of 8007367. The initial offer amount was $3,825. There were no upset bids, and the past due taxes and cost of foreclosure originally were $2,765.26. And the tax value on this property is $7,650. I would suggest the board consider giving its final approval to this one also.
Okay, we're asked to adopt that resolution approving conveyance after expiration of upset bid 8007367.
So moved.
Got a motion? A second?
Second,
Second, and please call the roll.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mason,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes. Item number E.
This property is located at 809 Green Street with a parcel ID number of 8007058. The original offer amount was $3,000 and there were no upset bids. The past due taxes and cost of foreclosure originally totaled $8,614.15. And the tax value on this property is $6,000. I would suggest the board consider giving its final approval to this one as well.
Adopt a resolution approving conveyance after expiration of upset bid, parcel 8007058.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
And a second? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mason,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes. Item F.
This property is located at 841 Pavey Avenue with a parcel ID number of 8007095. The initial offer amount was $5,400. There were no upset bids placed. The original past due taxes and cost of foreclosure were $6,064.65. And the tax value on this property is $5,400. I would suggest that the board give its final approval to this one as well.
Okay. Adopt a resolution approving conveyance after expiration of upset bid, parcel 8007095.
Motion to approve?
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second?
Can I have a
Please
question?
call the roll.
Can I have a question on the motion?
Yes.
Just a quick question for Ari. As I was looking at Miller property and the West property, and I think I know the answer is no to this, but they butt up to other properties. Are those property owners notified with it for the chance to buy? I'm assuming that's a no, but I just wanted to know.
Not individually. The notice, the upset bid process is advertised in the Sun Journal, so the general public has that type of notice, but no individual notice to neighbors or other folks in the neighborhood.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
G.
This is for 841 Bloomfield Street with a parcel ID number of 8007124. The original offer amount was $6,000. There were no upset bids. The original past due taxes and cost of foreclosure were $4,176.40. The tax value on this property is $6,000. I would suggest the board consider giving its final approval to this one as well.
Okay.
But they bought it to be.
This is parcel 8007124. Adopt a resolution approving the conveyance after expiration of upset bid.
So moved.
Got a motion
Second?
and a second? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mason,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes. And item number H.
Yes, sir. Last but not least, we've got property located at 827 Bloomfield Street with a parcel ID number of 8007128. The original offer amount was $3,000 and there were no upset bids received. The original past due taxes and cost of foreclosure totaled $2,764.82. And the tax value on this property is $6,000. So as with the others, I would request that the board give its final approval to this one as well.
Okay, adopt a resolution approving conveyance after upset bid 8007128.
Motion to approve?
Second.
A motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mason.
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard.
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes.
That concludes my report. Thank you for your patience.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of similarity in these city parcels.
Yes, sir.
Are we, is one, and that doesn't matter, but are there one or two people that are buying most of these properties?
It seems to be a group of folks, a relatively small group of folks that are the primary bidders on these city properties. You see some of the common names, some of the common LLCs, and in a couple of cases you see LLCs with different names, but it's the same individual signing the contract. So yes, sir, there's a lot of similarity from parcel to parcel.
Okay, appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
It seems that we didn't get a roll call on item F, if you don't mind going back to that. We had a motion and a second, and then Commissioner Howard had a question.
And we didn't call the roll?
Yes, sir. If we could just go back to that.
Would you
item.
please do that? Call the roll for item F.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry.
No problem. Commissioner Hunt?
Yes.
Commissioner Mason?
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Chairman Bucher?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I told you I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm a little foggy.
Okay.
County manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Good morning. Pleasure to be with you here. I thought we may have to get to Roman numerals with Mr. Grady this morning, but it looks like we were okay with the alphabet. A couple things for over the last couple of weeks. Last week I was able to finish up the Commissioner District tours with Commissioner Jones, who's not here today. Had a great tour with him in District 2. That finishes up this cycle. It's been great getting out with each of you, looking at your districts. Look forward to doing it again this spring and kind of keeping that cycle going. I do want to make the citizens and everyone aware we are in those months where winter weather is a real reality for us. It is a little early, but there's some predictions that over the weekend we may have a winter storm. Just encourage people to make those preparations now for potential power outages, slick conditions. Make sure you have all your medications, oxygen, and enough food to sustain you for 3 to 4 days. We'll keep an eye on this with our emergency management team and the state and make sure we do all the preparations we need to do for that. I also want to make you aware, and I may have mentioned this prior to the holidays in my comments, there was a new group in Raleigh created called the Property Tax Study Commission, and they were created by the speaker. And in their intent is to look at property taxation across North Carolina counties and cities. It's related directly to affordability, which is a big national narrative now, looking at what's happening particularly, and I'm glad Leslie's here this morning, during revaluation cycles. And what you've seen more common, I would say, in the last 3 or 4 years than you saw maybe 10 years ago is the idea that some jurisdictions are not going to revenue neutral. So revenue neutral is that tax rate that brings in the same amount of money you had prior to a revaluation. Our last revaluation, we went revenue neutral with no adjustment. There are many jurisdictions that did not. Some jurisdictions, very small, did not adjust their tax rate at all. So they take the same tax rate prior to revaluation and it's the tax rate post-revaluation. So you do end up with some significant swings in property taxation. The other double whammy, and we've identified this here in Craven County, is that where you have a county resident who is also a resident of a municipality. So the county may go revenue neutral, but the municipality may not. And that happened at our last reval. So citizens have sometimes, they see that total number and say, my taxes went up $400, $800. And in reality, they paid the same county taxes or less or a little bit more, but paid significantly more on the municipal side. So the long story short, there are a lot of ideas that are floating around in this committee. Some of them wouldn't have that large of an impact. Looking at some of the exemptions that already exist, maybe expanding those with inflationary reasoning on them, looking at the veterans exemption, the disabled, the elderly, looking at all those programs. And then there are other ideas which go into the idea of capping property tax and looking at the mechanism for revaluation and things like that, which we'll have to keep a close eye on. So last week, the 3 presenters were the School of Government, the Association of County Commissioners, and the League of Municipalities, along with some property tax experts at the end. And all of them talked about, while we appreciate the exercise and looking at all this, it's important to have, open it up and let's take a look, but just knowing the impacts that you may create at the local level. Mm-hmm. The difference, and I say this to every civic group I speak to, the difference between counties and cities are, we are an arm of state government. Cities exist because people want them to exist, right? They were created by the folks inside. We are an arm of state government. We are the safety net for a lot of programs that are mandated either at the federal or the state level that we don't have a choice on. When you get your budget every year, there's about 60% of that is set in stone. And if you don't do that, then someone else will come do it for another 10%, right? So it doesn't make it any cheaper. I just want to put this on your radar. There's other meetings and hearings that will be held as we get into the spring. They are looking at recommendations for the short session. So we're going to keep our eye on that. County managers are talking weekly about, you know, some of the proposals to make sure we understand and get a good look at them. So I'm happy to address any questions you may have about that or any of the other things I mentioned.
Just a comment that one of our municipalities very close to where we're sitting has substantial increase in their tax rate. People are gonna pay a lot more tax in that, it's a city, it's not a county.
Correct. And that happened, I don't remember it happening this often, but it's happening more and more where that the revenue neutral rate, you know, 15 years ago, that was the target everybody went to. You went to revenue neutral, you got there, then you looked at your expenditures, and if there was something, you know, just you couldn't get by, then tax was raised. Now, we're going revenue neutral, but then we're bringing it up 3 cents, 2 cents, depending on the jurisdiction. And there's a lot of need, don't get me wrong. There's strains in social services, public education, things that are pushing that are statewide narratives, so, yes, ma'am.
Any questions for Mr. Flynn?
Yes, Commissioner Booker. Since I live in one of those areas that did not go revenue neutral, but citizens don't know the difference. They just see that their tax bill went up and they don't know who raised it for what. But to me, the issue is municipalities and the county governments are separate. People tend to think that it's a hierarchy, and it is not.
Correct.
Okay, we're separate. So it's a little easier perhaps for the state, since counties are an arm of state government, but only the governor controls the municipalities. I mean, how are they going to, do they have an idea of how they would deconflict the two different taxing authorities without stepping on legal authority by either?
Right. I think that's the sticky wicket they're working through right now. I think there's lots of ideas there. I mean, one idea that I've heard is a cap, whether it's a cap on tax rate or it's a cap on spending. So that's, you know, one way they tackle it. You know, it comes down to, there's a couple different angles I see as I listen to the hearing. One, of course, that's universal is affordability, right?
Right.
The ability for someone to afford their taxes, which is really important. We want folks in their home. We don't want area up here for Roman numerals. The second piece is the idea that there may be some wanton, reckless spending among municipalities and counties. And again, it comes down to there's quite a few that do it right, and of course there's an occasional thing where people do things that are unorthodox that maybe not be embraced in every other county or city, but it happens. So it's the idea of not sort of killing a gnat with a nuclear bomb concept, which we see sometimes, and we try to say, hey, there's a lot of good actors out there that do the right thing. Let's address a very pinpointed mechanism for the bad actors, and let's let the good actors continue down the path that they're on as long as it's reasonable. I think there's a lot of room to go on this study commission where their actual intent is. It'll be interesting to see how the next meeting goes. But they did hear from the experts, and I thought they all three did a great job in laying out, you know, what municipal government does, what county government does, and their role in state government. So,
One thing that adds maybe to the confusion in our situation is that one piece of paper goes out with city and county taxes. Up till about 15 years ago, the city sent their tax bill out, the county sent their tax bill out.
Correct.
So if there was an increase, you could say, wow, there's no change on the county, but look at the city. Now they're both on the same form,
right.
correct? And it would require the person to pull their old form and look and see, gee,
They're not gonna do
which
that.
one had the increase? So, you know, my taxes went up from 2,000 to 2,500. Where was the increase? Now you gotta do a little more homework. And I think that's
Yeah.
confusing to some of our constituents.
It's very confusing. It's confusing to me. And almost, and Leslie, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm so sorry. But I think almost all our municipalities in the last 3 years have put on what's called a vehicle fee, Leslie, and it can range from $5 to, I don't know what our highest is, 30 something maybe per vehicle.
I think it's 30.
Yeah, so that's new, and counties aren't authored by statute to charge that fee. We can't do it, but the municipalities can, but when they authorize it by their board resolution, it goes on our tax bill. So you're right, you really have to look down and dissect out all that. You also, you know, in the county areas, you have the fire departments, right? You know, that's another taxing point. I believe, and I'm speaking out of turn, I'm going to have to look at Craig, but I believe in the last revow, all our fire departments went revenue neutral with the exception of maybe one. Is that correct? And there was a distinct need there. There was a major need, so we didn't do that. But I think overall, it's very important for you guys to keep your eye on this as well. I know Leslie, myself, Gene, Craig, we're all engaged with it as much as we can be.
Okay. Any other questions? Mr. Mason?
I understand also this commission is not looking at levels of service by county as an offset, or are they looking at fee-for-service items in the commission? They're just looking at real tax, real property tax?
I mean, there's a cross section with real tax and fees and sales tax. And I mean, that was what this session was heavy on, was looking at how municipalities and counties get their revenue, right? I mean, there's no way around the fact that property tax now is about 40 to 50% of the revenue for any jurisdiction. Sales tax has had very good years over the last, say, 5 since COVID, but you know, it's not as stable as property tax. You can have big swings depending on consumer confidence. Fees, you know, there's been a lot of legislation that's tackled fees. And there's good and bad actors in all this stuff where you see certain levels of fees in one jurisdiction and another. I think they're taking a holistic approach. I think those have to be looked at as they dig with the big picture. So.
Commissioner Hunt?
Yes, on a different subject. There's an item brought up this past Saturday at one of the events I attended. A citizen had a concern about the various water quality within our county, that some areas in the county have better water quality than others.
You talking about drinking water quality?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's going to be directly tied to the source and the process that they use. There are reports, I think it's on, I'm glad Chris is here now, I put him on the spot. I believe DEQ does annual reports of water quality. Obviously, there's variations. Some of it municipal, some of it private, some of it nonprofit. So it just depends on where they're at and where that report is. But I would tell them to directly.
There's no great amount. There's nothing unsafe about it.
Not that I'm aware of, no. I haven't reviewed anybody else but other than our report, but they're generally looking at, you know, different things that are in the water meeting certain federal and state standards. So I don't remember us having anything in the last couple of years. I'm looking at Gene too.
Just to add to that, Commissioner Hunt, the area where my property is in Tim's district is another water company. So people think they're on county water, but they're not on county water. I didn't even realize until I bought that property that there was another water company. Yeah. And so it's coming out of a different well, different water.
Oh, I understand that. I have this Havelock City water.
Correct.
But it's actually county water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and Fairfield Harbor has their own water system, completely independent of First Craven and Craven.
Private company.
That's right.
So does Carolina Pines.
Yeah, so we got 4 or 5 different water companies in addition to the county water. So it's confusing, and people say, oh, I'm on county water, and they may not be. They may be on one of these independent water companies.
But they're all safe to drink.
As far as I know, ma'am, yes. I would tell you.
They were yesterday.
Yeah, interesting story, Commissioner Booker. It happens about once a year that someone will call very upset and about their water bill, and we'll get down to where do you live, you know, because that's the question you asked, you know, where's the call, and it's always First Craven and Craven County getting mixed up because they put the word Craven in it, right? They assume that's county, and it's not. Matter of fact, we have no oversight and no appointments to that group. So.
When I requested water for my property, I called the county.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such a thing as First Craven. Yeah. And they straightened me out real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't provide your water. Okay, any other questions for County Manager?
Glad to see Commissioner Smith back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Leslie Young, our tax officer, is here. Did you have anything you wanted to share today?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you. With that, we will go to the last item, and that's commissioners' reports. Are you
I'll start.
going to go first?
You're looking at me, so I'll go.
All right.
I will say my constituents are very happy that the Havelock bypass is open. I've heard a lot of positive comments. 1 or 2 negative, only in the sense that there's been some noise, and working with Chad Strawn and Jack Veit, and they're helping me work with DOT to address that on one side of Havelock in my district. So we'll be taking a look at that today. Just a clarification on my water comment earlier. Every time I've dealt with your customer service person, just very professional and gotten the issue taken care of very quickly. So kudos to you guys, and having this extra person, I'm excited that that's gonna probably make it even better, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Commissioner Mitchell?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Commissioner Smith, welcome back, and do you have anything to report?
I really don't, and I do. I'm just wanting to report that I am happy to be back, and most of you know that I was out. I was out because I had surgery, and I do want to thank all of you for your help and concern. I had some folk that's been calling me daily, just about, and offering their services, and Jean and Shane is willing to even come to my house and get me, bring me whatever I want, and so I'm delighted for working with people that are so caring when in your time of need. I do appreciate that. I'm hoping that I'm here for a while now. I may have to have another surgery, so I may have to take some more time again. But again, I thank you very much, and I have been keeping up because Jack and his group has made sure of that, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Well, it's great to see you back, and you recovered quickly.
Thank you.
It's good news. Commissioner Hunt?
I have a couple of items, yes, thank you, Chairman. The Harlow Fire Department Auxiliary is doing a chili fundraiser this Friday. They're selling their award-winning chili from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Harlow Fire Station on Highway 101. The chili is $12 per quart. I ask everybody to come out and support our local fire department.
It's one chili, there's not a group of different types?
No, it's the award-winning chili.
Award-winning chili, okay, good.
$12 a quart. And then the following week, on February 14th, the same organization, the Harlow Volunteer Fire Auxiliary Group, will be hosting a blood drive with the American Red Cross from 10 to 3 p.m. at the fire station located on Ferry Road. That's February 14th.
Okay, thank you.
Lastly, I'd like to express my deepest sympathy to Miss Judy Bird, a life member of Havelock. Miss Judy has served Havelock and Craven County for decades with Southern grace and style that I only wish I could emulate. We're all going to miss her tremendously, as was evidenced at her service yesterday. I've served with her on various boards and committees throughout the years, and I will miss her.
Thank you.
I had the pleasure,
Last but not least.
I had the pleasure of this last week or so to attend with the Craven County fourth graders a presentation of the North Carolina Symphony Orchestra, and they did a great job, and it looked like all the kids had a great time and actually learned something. And I attended the Tourist Development Authority meeting, and they are hard at work trying to increase the number of stays and the length of stays for in New Bern and Craven County, and that's
Okay, and that's an important revenue for the county as well as the city, so thank you for that. Two quick things. One, Commissioner Howard and I attended the swearing in of the new Craven County Board of Education Director, is that the right name?
superintendent.
Superintendent, thank you. Mr. Dr. Cheeseman, he's coming here from an adjacent county, just
Beaufort, I think.
Beaufort, I think, just a couple of counties away. It's good to have a new person in that seat. He's coming into a hot seat with a budget right on the agenda, so we'll be working with him, and it was good to meet him, and he hopefully will be a good addition to our county schools. The last thing is just an item in your district, and that is that a very derelict house on Antioch Road, which has been, actually got damaged during the hurricane. So it's been going on 8 years that this house has been vacant and an eyesore, and they unloaded the excavator yesterday, I believe, or the day before, maybe yesterday, to start ripping it down. And that is our friends from Baptist on Mission. They're tearing it down, and that means it's free, right? I mean, we don't have to pay them to do it. They do it for fun. And Mark, the director there, he loves playing with his excavator and tear things down. So that house is soon gonna be gone, and that will be a big improvement to your district, so. That's all I have, yes.
Chairman, that probably saved us, what, 25,000, 30,000 to save that down, Baptist on Mission? Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine someplace
Easily.
between 25 and 50,000 to get a house like that torn down. They gotta remove it, they gotta haul it away, they gotta pay to put it in the landfill, they gotta level the property. It's a big deal, and you're right, that's a big chunk of money the county doesn't have to spend to get rid of that house, so. With that, does anybody have anything else that they want to discuss?
I'd like to say one other thing. And because I've named people, I left out Sherry's name, and she has been a constant friend and taking care and making sure that I was okay. I do appreciate it, Sherry, and I'm sorry I left your name out.
I didn't even notice.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? We are adjourned.